Good morning, folks. This is Shane, and you're listening to Easy Like a Sunday Morn. I'm your host, Shane Lockwood, or DJ Liberator X. I might drop that DJ Liberator X thing, I don't know yet. Yeah. This is only going to be a very short broadcast. I know that most people have tuned in every week so far for the last 12 weeks. Thank you for doing that. That's fantastic. It's just that I've got an assignment due. It's the last assignment due. It's due like in about 10 hours' time. However, I've got to go into the university to get to use the computers and stuff like that. And I want to do a whole heap of stuff before before 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've probably got like cut it down to like a few hours. Excuse me, coughing and stuff like that. This has just started this morning. Yeah, I should have done that before I started recording anyway. I didn't plan anything, once again, so please excuse whatever you hear on the show, because, hang on a second, I'm just going to turn the mic off for a second. Excuse me. One of the perils of recording a show live, actually, luckily you can turn the microphone off on this, is if you need to do something unsuitable for broadcast, you can turn the mic off and replace it with crowds cheering, which is great. There's heaps of stuff going on. It's continuing going on. I've just filled out a form letting the university know that I would like to graduate at the end of this semester. So I've got one exam. I've got a month to go before that exam, and I've got, what else have I got? I've got this assignment due tonight. I've got a speech, like a presentation to do on Thursday. So we're going to organise all that on Tuesday. There's another. I've had to finish rather early because one of the other group members for another subject was nagging me. She nagged me on Friday and said, "Oh, look, I want this information, for the assignment, rah, rah, rah." So I said, "Okay, is this enough?" When I suppose, she goes, no, we need another section with this and that. So I had to very quickly do that, keep her happy. Did that yesterday. I should be on campus today working on the assignment. It's going to take a fair bit of research and stuff like that, so that'll take up most of my focus. And of course, every show wouldn't be complete unless I was thanking everybody for tuning in and things like that. So I'm very grateful for this. This is like an astounding that people actually tune in every week. And I think I am going to keep going with this. I'm going to do more. This is a live broadcast, but it's very short because I have to catch like public transport into the university and stuff like that. So I have to leave fairly shortly, or at least have a shower and get dressed and stuff like that. I mean, this is easy like a Sunday morn, and you can't get more relaxed than broadcasting from your own bed because you can't be bothered editing anything. But yeah, that's the name of the game. the challenge is to do something every week. But I didn't realise when I first started doing this how much effort goes into producing radio and podcasts and things like that. Sometimes it's just, you record whatever, but they you know, all the little editing, putting in theme music and stuff like that. Now last week, doing a bit of an update from last week. Last week, Raggy Ragstaff provided some theme music and a bit of an intro. That was amazing, and I used it last week. I'll probably be using it from now on in when I'm not doing these live broadcasts. But but that's what's going on. Oh yeah. Gazza said something about disagreeing with my opinion on the deficit, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think the problem I had in doing that is that I went into political territory, and I don't really want to go there. And it was an opinion, and it's that sort of stuff comes out when you don't have a structured show, and there's a tendency to ramble, and you just go off into speculation land. And there's nothing wrong with disagreeing with me. Everybody's entitled to their opinions and viewpoints and whatever else. I would just prefer, like, if someone said, I disagree with this, that's fine, but it's sort of explained a bit more as to why, like, what's your standpoint, because if you do that, then I can say, oh, okay, then I can maybe see your point of view. If you just say, oh, I disagree, and a lot of people just say, oh, I disagree with that, but they won't tell you why they disagree. But yeah, I appreciate all feedback, both positive and negative. It's just because even the negative or even no feedback means that even though people are listening, no feedback means that I have to lift my game. Negative feedback is beneficial in that you sort of know where you've crossed the line. So okay, I'll have to either pull back, or you intentionally do stuff that annoys people, gets people angry, or scares people. That's what the conspiracy websites and videos and things are all designed to do. They either scare you, as in, oh look, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're poisoning this, they're poisoning that, or you can't eat this and you can't eat that. Or there's I think politics does the same thing. You know, oh, they're going to cut funding here, or they're doing this, or they're doing that, or they're introducing this policy that affects certain people, and people get upset about that, and as a result, that's what they talk about, and they share that sort of stuff with their friends and say, okay, look, you've got to listen to this. How dare he say this? You know, it's like, I think in America there's two major broadcasters, Bill O'Reilly and Rush Limbaugh, who have massive followings. Now, it's scary to think that there are people that believe with everything that they say. And I'm not saying that you're wrong for agreeing with them. I think that they make a lot of sense sometimes, but a lot of the stuff is nonsensical, and well out of touch with reality. But that's the I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this show, but I made a decision early on with everything that I did, whether it be YouTube or whatever, that I wasn't going to cash in on fear and anger, because I think, and it is a harder path, I could make lots of money if I just picked any sort of stance and then just kept spouting that stance over and over and over again. But, so for example, with religion, I've decided not to talk about religion unless, or politics from now on, unless it comes up in passing, or there's something that come across my, my radar. You think, oh, okay, this is a bit too far. But yeah, I think because even with religion, I think you can open up a can of worms, and it's good to do that sometimes. But this is easy like a Sunday morn. This is about sitting back, relaxing, enjoying the few hours off that you may have, and just sort of listening to me drone on, but just tuning out. And I know that this is probably like Saturday night or fairly early in the morning, other places in the world. Excuse my sniffling and coughing and my throat. I think I may have picked up a cold somewhere, which is funny because haven't interacted with anybody lately. It's just, and it's winter here. You know, I could go on about. I started listening to a guy named David Packman, and I think he's a liberal, but in liberal, I mean in American liberal politics, and he has some interesting stories. I listened to a whole heap of podcasts, largely because I was looking for what they were doing with the format of how they were presenting things, and I think what they were doing segments. So you talk about either news or politics or sport or finance or whatever. Excuse me, that's gross. Yeah, so they would do stuff that would be segmented and have like a little soundbite thing that separates each segment. Oh, so if I pass this one exam, which is a case study style exam, I will graduate August 20th. It's only an associate degree in IT, but I will be a university graduate, and it's an idea that I have to come to terms with, I think. But after that, I might look at going back to university and doing a degree in something else. Maybe not IT. Maybe goodness knows what. I've been around university long enough to know what I can sort of do and what I can't do, and that's something I wanted to talk about too. When you go to university as an adult learner, there's a lot of age discrimination. It's very subtle, but there are times when you just don't feel very welcome on campus at all. Especially if they say, "Oh, well, this is a group assignment, and you've got to team up with somebody," and you think, "Okay." Now, most of the time, it's not an issue, but sometimes because you're not on the same wavelength as, say, someone in their 20s or someone who's like 18, 19, they communicate a lot faster with each other. They answer emails a lot faster. You know, they are well up on all the technology, and I am as well. But they're just on a different wavelength, you know. So, or at least if you're in the age range, you're on the same wavelength. You know, there's a shorthand almost, and jeez. But yeah, hopefully I should do rather well. But yeah, like I said, like I said last week, I bought a puppet from a place called the Puppet Workshop, and they do custom They do custom puppets. You can have them in any colour, shape, you want if you're willing to pay the extra money. But a lot of them, I think that if you don't specify which one you want, then they are just going to mass produce like a whole heap of ones of the same colour. And I've got a green one, and I'm running a competition on YouTube at the moment where you can actually name the puppet. And what I do is get everybody's suggestions and then either pick the best one or make an amalgamation of the suggestions. So with Fuzzy Cheese Ball, yeah, I just picked someone who said something like fuzzy, and somebody else said something else. So I meant, okay, he looks like a cheese ball, and so it became Fuzzy Cheese Ball. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's a green puppet, and you'll see that in the video. It's very expressive. It's got a lot of character. You don't have to do a whole lot with it, and it can convey emotions and things like that. Oh, excuse my throat. This is terrible. What else have we got? Now, a lot of people are doing stuff Sunday morning type stuff when they're listening to this. This is a live broadcast though, and I've called it like a mini episode because I don't class it as a full one. It's not prepared. It's not whatever, but it's just off the cuff, really. It's me rambling on again, which is dangerous. Gets me in all sorts of weird and wonderful territory. Let's see. Oh, there's something happened on Facebook, and I don't know what happened exactly. Someone had been sharing, actually quite a few of my friends have been sharing this video that this this creationist had uploaded. I think he's like a minister or something or other. And in the video, he was basically attacking evolution and other stuff. And he's trying to use like what they call a straw man argument, and he used a series of them, like just nonsensical stuff. Just real twisting of the facts and stuff like that. Now, this podcast does not endorse any particular religion or non-religion. I think that people need to make up their own minds. I think that they should be given all the information. Make up your mind, but have access to all the information. And anyway, so this guy's going on and on and on, and he called for all science to be removed from schools. Now that to me is crazy. But anyway, a couple of my friends had shared this video, and went viral through Facebook. So I'm thinking, hang on, I know that this guy's full of it. Now, a straw man argument, in basic terms, is an argument where it's a non-argument, and it's a way of defending yourself. Sort of like you put up a straw man, so someone starts attacking the straw man, and therefore you win the argument. But if you recognise the straw man, you can sidestep the straw man and say, look, that's not appropriate. You know, that's irrelevant to the argument at hand. So some guy had debunked this guy completely, absolutely completely, and which is great because it would have taken forever to do. So I just posted the opposing link to only one of my friends. I thought I wasn't going to repeat this again after the dramas it caused. and I just sort of said, "Oh, look, this guy's been debunked, and here's a link." And some other nutbag who was a mutual friend of my friend, but he wasn't a friend of mine, starts going on about this and that. Oh, why don't you just repent and whatever? And then he started in, and I think, hang on, all you had to do was Google, and just see that the original video was like fraudulent, that the guy was a charlatan, and so then then the guy accuses me of not being a Christian and all this sort of stuff, and no, of not having been a Christian in the past. Oh, then you'd know all about, Noah and all this sort of stuff, and you think, that's irrelevant. What's that got to do with anything at all? And what I ended up doing was, I thinking, all right, and I just let the argument go, because, and of course other people just stepped in and attacked what this guy was saying and stuff like that. Because what had happened, he started spouting all this conspiracy stuff. I said, just go on Google and look this stuff up. Oh, Google's part of the beast system. The whole world's overrun by the devil and all this sort of stuff. And then you go to his page, and it's filled with conspiracy stuff and chemtrail stuff and 9/11 and all this sort of stuff. And you think, oh my God. Now, if you believe in that stuff, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I just think that people need to scrutinise things a little bit more. There are always two sides to every argument. And if you go out and Google, you can find all sorts of stuff. Believe me, the internet is a weird, weird, weird place. And it's getting weirder all the time. But anyway, he ended up unfriending me. The guy, the main friend, ended up unfriending me. And it stung a bit. But then today I checked on the guy who was talking about, the beast system and all that sort of stuff. And he... what did he do? Well, it turns out that my friend unfriended him as well. Which I think is rather unusual. Because you think, oh, hang on, surely I can understand why he unfriended me. Because I was countering his position. But when someone agrees with you, that's really weird. But it wasn't just that. Oh yeah, the last thing I said was, because the nutbag guy, he was like, oh, the King James version of the Bible is the only one that's true, is the only source of truth. And I had said, well, hang on a second, how do you know that the King James Bible is the only word of truth when there are several different interpretations of the Bible? And I posted a link to BibleGateway.org, and it's a brilliant way of searching the Bible online if you want like a relevant passage and things like that. If you want a very quick... So if you remember parts of the Bible and you think, oh, hang on, where was the bit where the guy did this and did that? You can look it up. But there's a pull-down menu of about 10 or 12 different translations of the Bible. All in English. But there's different versions, right? So the wording's slightly different in each one. But the core message is the same. The core message doesn't change. But like I said, I don't endorse, at least on this show, I don't endorse religion or atheism or politics. Or whatever, or really any sort of point of view, because I think once you pick up a point of view or an opinion, then there's a tendency to cling to them, The problem is opinions change. My opinions have changed drastically over the years. My religious affiliations have changed over the years. I've picked up, started off as a Jehovah's Witness, went through Christianity, went through Wicca, paganism, Buddhism, atheism, all sorts of things. Science, which is not a religion, but oh wow, 25 minutes. But yeah, there's a whole heap of things, and I think that the purpose of this channel, of this podcast, which I've completely sidestepped today, is just to provide entertainment, really. Have a bit of a sit down, relax, and just enjoy the fact that it's a Sunday morning. Now, some people will stay up late to listen to this, and I think, well, why? And I'm grateful for that, though. I haven't thought of anything funny or particularly interesting for today's show because I'm procrastinating. I'm trying not to. I need to get to university. I just. Blah, blah. I'm under pressure. And I work well under pressure. But it's just one of those things where it's like I have to switch everything else off. Switch off all the distractions. And stuff like that. I had two videos that I needed to upload yesterday, so I uploaded them. Anyway, 3 minutes to go. So that means I have to look for a code word for those of you who have listened to this for the last half an hour, and I want to apologise for the format of this. It's unedited, it's live, it's whatever. Next week will be a lot better because next week I will be on holidays. I think I'll be in exam learning mode, so I'll have plenty to talk about then. Thank you for tuning in, and once again I apologise for the lack of professionalism, but at least the recording quality is a lot better because I'm using my phone. Okay, code word. The code word is action, ACTION. And if you could leave that in the comments section below on the YouTube, that would be great. Thank you for tuning in, listening in every week. I will have decent programming next week. To be highly edited, maybe even have a guest or two. And if you want to be a guest, just email me at Shane_Lockwood@hotmail.com. Other people post all sorts of nonsense.